Today in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the budget, and if you're thinking about coming to Vietnam, or maybe you're on the fence, my hope is that this video will give you an idea whether or not Vietnam, Da Nang specifically, is the place for you to retire. I'm going to be breaking our budget down into 6 categories, and they are accommodations, food, phone, transportation, insurance, and visas. If you followed our channel for a while, you know we don't like to use Airbnb because we found that Airbnb's prices have gone absolutely crazy. So if we're staying somewhere for a long period of time, we will join Facebook groups, we'll put an ad on Facebook, or when we get to the location that we are staying at for a few months, we will book a hotel for the first couple of days, and then we do our own exploring and see what we find. Because we found out of 95% of the time, what our past experiences taught us is that what you see online isn't what you're getting in person. And I know this only works if you have time to spend looking for places, and it does make it difficult if you don't want to use Airbnb because the prices have gone up. And the reason why Jay and I love to slow travel is because for that reason. We can go and look in different areas to see what the vibe is, if we like it, if there's things in the area that we enjoy, and then we'll decide this is the area for us. So by doing that, we were able to get a condo, and we negotiated a 3-month contract for 10 million Vietnamese dong. And our condo is very modern. It has beautiful amenities, and Jay and I, when we're staying for long periods of time, we like to have a separate living space and a separate bedroom space because I do edit for YouTube, obviously, so I need some space separated from the living area. So that's what we ended up going with. We found a 1-bedroom that's separated from the living space. It has a cute little kitchen, it has updated modern amenities, it has a great shower, and it has a pool, it has a gym. So that 10 million Vietnamese dong didn't include electricity, which we ended up paying additionally, which was about 125 Canadian for 30 days. And I know some people are gonna write in the comments, 10 million Vietnamese dong, that's way too expensive. But for us and what we were looking for, all the amenities that it had, we thought that it was a good deal. Can you get cheaper? Absolutely. There are plenty of studios that you can get for much cheaper in various areas throughout Da Nang. So it's all dependent on what you want and what you're looking for and the area and location that you like. The condo we ended up choosing is in the Son Tra area, which is north of the tourist area, and we found that in our area there's lots of coffee shops, restaurants, there's grocery stores. We're walking distance to the Dragon Bridge and the Han River, so it's a nice little loop around. We don't frequent the beach that much. It's nice to be able to go there, but we didn't want to stay right in the heart of the touristy area because everything is 2 or 3 times higher in price than it is out in this area. 10 million Vietnamese dong is about $541.50 plus the 125 for electricity. So all in, it's about $666.50. So our next category is food, and food has always been our highest category. And I'm not sure if it's the highest for any other budget travelers, but it always seems to be the highest for us. We ate out a lot and a variety of foods. One of my biggest concerns when coming to Da Nang was that there was a lot of seafood, and Jay and I don't eat a lot of seafood, so I was kind of worried that I wouldn't fall in love with the food here, and our experience has been above and beyond. We've eaten a lot of Western food, and yes, we have eaten Vietnamese food as well, but we found on Grab you can order good quality, healthy meals, salads, chicken. We found great places just in walkable distance from our condo, and I will leave a couple of links in the description of our favorite places that we ate at, but the #1 place that we found that we ate out many times, and if you've watched other videos, I've talked about Bo Steak in other videos, but Bo Steak was awesome. It was very friendly, very local, and very inexpensive for what you got, and the quality was consistent every time. So if you get a chance, when you come to Da Nang, you have to go and visit Bo Steak. So with that being said, we spent $967.95 on food for a month, 30 days, while we're here in Da Nang. Wow, that's a big number. If you love Vietnamese cuisine, your food budget is definitely going to be cheaper than ours. We ended up eating a lot of Western style foods. I just find the meat in Vietnamese dishes are not as high a quality as what we're used to back in Canada. That's why we ended up ordering a lot off the Grab app. So you get nice chicken breast with a nice quality salad and of course bow steak. But yes, your budget can be a lot lower if you're living on Vietnamese food. I love pho and I love banh mi and I love the bún cha and all the spring rolls. But can I live off it solely 100%? No. So it just gives you an idea of how much you can spend, and there are varieties of different foods that you can choose from here in Da Nang. So our next category is our phone plans, and finding a SIM here was very easy. This is our second time visiting Vietnam, and we went with Vinaphone again. We ended up getting a 30-day plan with a SIM, and it was $32 for 30 days for 2 people. And the Wi-Fi here, it's everywhere. If you work online, you are going to find cafes with excellent Wi-Fi. I will leave some of those cafes also in the description box below. We didn't have any problems with our Wi-Fi like we did when we were in Malaysia, and it's been great. We typically use local SIMs when we travel. We don't use eSIM. We usually find that local SIMs are on the more affordable end than an eSIM. But eSIMs or local SIMs both work, and we had no problems with our phone plan from Vinaphone. Vinaphone and Viatel, they're the top 2 rated phone companies in Vietnam, and with great range and great services all different areas of Vietnam. So either one of those options are a great choice. We also carry a Canadian phone plan from back home. There's a little boat going by. And the phone plan is $43. So in total, our phone budget is $75. Now, obviously, your phone budget is going to be different if you don't have a home plan. It could be more, it could be less. This is just to give you an idea of what our expenses were for the month of June while we're in Da Nang. Next category is insurance. If you're thinking about traveling and need a provider, basically, Safety Wing Nomad Insurance is a comprehensive and flexible travel medical insurance designed specifically for digital nomads, remote workers, and long-term travelers. We've been using them since we started in 2022, and they seem easy enough to deal with when submitting claims and being reimbursed. Our monthly cost for the both of us is 258 Canadian dollars. And I just wanted to add that Jay and I have used Safety Wing twice since we have been traveling, once in Peru and once in Thailand, and we have a $300 deductible, so we had no problems using our Safety Wing insurance. We submitted everything. You pay up front, you submit, and then they reimburse after you've paid the deductible. So it's been going fine using Safety Wing so far, and like I said earlier, we'll leave a link down in the description box below. Next one is transportation. And since we've been traveling in Southeast Asia, we've always rented a scooter wherever we went, except for Malaysia. We didn't have to rent a scooter. We were only there for a month and everything was in walkable distance, so we were very happy with that. But while we were here, we negotiated a 3-month rental of a Honda Lead, and it was a 125cc and for 5 million Vietnamese dong. I will leave the link to where we rented our scooter in the description box below. We also did a couple of trips away when we went to Hue, and we did a couple day trips where we rented a different bike. Jay wanted to try out a Honda Rebel 300, so we rented that for a day, and we also rented a PCX for when we went to Hue. We like a little bit bigger bike when we're going on a longer travel day. So in total, we spent $140.80 on transportation. That was for all the rentals for the bikes, and we didn't end up using Grab or any of the taxi services here. We either walked or we drove the scooter. Last category is visas, and because we hold a Canadian passport, we needed to get an e-visa when entering into Vietnam, and we chose for the 3-month e-visa, and it's very simple to do. I'll leave the official government website in the description box below, but there are 13 countries that don't require a visa, and I will leave the names of those countries in the description box below as well. But because we needed a visa, our 3-month visa for 2 people was $70.80. And just a side note about visas and just traveling in general, if you want to keep the cost down when traveling, we usually look at what the visa requirements are for the country we're going to, and if we can stay 1 month or 3 months without a visa, then that's typically how we like to plan our visits to that country. So that's one way to keep your costs down if you don't have to apply for visas when visiting certain countries. So our total budget for 30 days while living in Da Nang was $2,183.05. So I hope this video made it a little bit easier if you're deciding whether or not to come to Vietnam. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button before you go. Consider subscribing because we are heading off to Albania next, and I'm curious to know if Albania has ever been on your list. So if you want to follow, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in Albania. Bye guys.